Khiari.
Madam President, distinguished members of the Security Council, the Middle East region witnessed yet another dangerous escalation over the weekend. In the early hours of 26th of October, the Israel Defense Forces announced that they conducted, quote, precise strikes on military targets in Iran, end quote. Facilities that Israel said were missile manufacturing, which included Iran's surface-to-air missile arrays and Iranian aerial capabilities. This is the first time Israel's military has claimed responsibility for attacking sites in Iran. Israel said that the strikes were in response to Iran's attack against Israel on 1st of October. The Islamic Republic of Iran stated that the Israel military airstrikes targeted several sites in Khuzestan, Elam, and around Tehran provinces, with most of the missiles intercepted by its air defense system. Iran confirmed that 4 Iranian military officers and 1 civilian were killed. According to the General Staff of Iran's armed forces, the attacks caused limited and minor damage to several radar systems. The latest exchange of attacks between Israel and Iran risks plunging the region into the unknown at a time when we urgently need de-escalation on all fronts. I echo the Secretary General's condemnation of all acts of escalation. These acts must stop. Belligerent and threatening rhetoric must cease. Both sides must stop testing the limits of each other's restraint and act in the interest of peace and stability for the region. Madam President, the past year has unleashed untold suffering for people across the Middle East. Tomorrow, this Council will receive a detailed briefing from Special Coordinator Tor Wennesland on the latest developments in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Yesterday, the Secretary General expressed shock and despair regarding the unbearable conditions of Palestinian civilians trapped in North Gaza. The levels of death, injury, and destruction in the north are harrowing. Civilians are stuck under rubble. The sick and wounded are going without life-saving health care. Families lack food and shelter, amid reports of them being separated and many people detained. The postponement of the final phase of the polio vaccination campaign in northern Gaza is putting the lives of thousands of children at risk. Living conditions in North Gaza, especially in around Jabalia, Beit Lahia, and Beit Hanun, are becoming untenable. In Lebanon, hostilities between Hezbollah and the Israel Defense Forces continued through the weekend, including clashes on the ground in southern Lebanon. The Lebanese Ministry of Public Health reported 28 fatalities in southern Lebanon on 27 and 28 October, while 5 IDF reservists were reported killed on 26 October. Hezbollah issued a displacement notice to residents of northern Israel for the first time on 25th of October, while Israel continued airstrikes across areas of Lebanon, including the south, the Bekaa, and the southern suburbs of Beirut in recent days. I repeat the Secretary General's consistent calls for immediate ceasefires in Gaza and Lebanon, for the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, and accountability for crimes under international law. I urge all parties to cease all military actions, to prevent an all-out regional war and return to the path of dialogue and diplomacy. Thank you, Madam.